What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. It's been a little while since we spoke about our good friend Jirard the Completionist, but that's because he hasn't really done anything to make any kind of noise in the community. He's kind of just laying low, putting out those completionist videos like nothing ever happened. But in the meantime, there's plenty to dive into the background of the character that is Jirard the Completionist. Jirard Khalil, Jirard the liar, the person that just can't help himself when it comes to not telling the truth. And in this video, we're going to talk about the latest situation, actually brought up by our good friends over at The Completionist 2 on Reddit, that found some information about a game that he considered himself a developer on. Somebody who worked directly on this game, that helped the publisher put the game out to make sure it's out there for the masses, and he had a huge impact on putting it out there, when in reality, he was just a QA tester. But because of the charity potential fraud situation that he's dealing with, a lot is coming out showing that his character isn't the most stand-up guy out there. And what happened with this IGN interview from Summer Games Fest 2023 truly exposes the character that Carl Jobs touched on in his previous video of just what a liar this guy really is. JT. Hit that subscribe, give me a like if you enjoy this video, and check out smashjt.com. I have this article in the back room right now I will publish as soon as this video goes live, and the link will be in the description below with all the references to everything I'm talking about in this video. But for this video, let's dive into a little bit of what Jirard stretched the truth on to, let's be honest, becoming a full-fledged liar. They said on IGN, this guy is the developer of Just Stal, Steam, and Cinder. They literally list that underneath his face while he's talking and using the words we and us and our game, when in reality, at the end of the day, he was a QA game tester.
And right now we've got 3 very cool indie games to check out, and here to tell us about them is Jirard the Completionist. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm really excited to talk about our games.
I'm excited to talk about these games too.
That's the hope, man. We really hope that people like these stuff. They all look really cool and really special.
Now you're lending your talents to helping them get finished. Which is harder, 100%ing games or actually helping them get made?
From a content creation perspective, completing games is way more difficult than this, but this feels a lot more satisfying.
So that's all well and good. Obviously, the developer wanted to use Jirard for his poll because he had over 1.5 million subscribers at the time of working with them, and Jirard always wanted to get into game development, as he said, because he wanted to be a big part of the indie scene and work directly with these developers, and apparently become a developer just because he's hanging around developers. But the reality is, he's not a developer. He doesn't create the code. He doesn't write the game. He doesn't do anything with a storyline. That's from the actual developers, the people publishing this indie game. Jirard was being used as someone to help promote the game. And instead of being listed as promoter or marketer or guy pushing this game, no, he's listing himself as a developer for this game. Now let me tell you guys, if you're new to the channel or you're just not familiar, I used to be a QA tester at Sony Online Entertainment. I've made multiple videos way long ago talking about my experience with that, and I'll give you the long and the short of it right now is, it's nothing to do with developer status. You're literally testing the game for bugs, making sure everything works right, and then you send it along and let the developers develop the game and make it better. You're literally the lowest man on the totem pole. I would never in a million years consider myself a developer of the game because I was a QA tester. I always refer to myself as a QA tester because I didn't want to stretch the truth. I didn't want to imply that I was something I wasn't. I wanted to be completely transparent and honest with everybody the entire time through that I tested games. I found out how they worked, what made them tick, what worked about them, what glitches were in them, all this stuff. That's QA testing. That's not being a developer. Jirard the Completionist, the guy who's been the center of controversy in the gaming industry, has raised some eyebrows lately in the community with his supposed involvement in the development of the indie game Just Stal. Initial claims by Jirard via the IGN video suggested a significant role in the game's publishing process. However, recent discussions with the actual developer of the game via their Discord shed light on his claims being completely fabricated, overstated, casting yet another shadow on his credibility in the gaming industry. It would be one thing if the actual developer of this game, came forward on his Discord and backed up Jirard's claims and was like, yes, he was a developer. He helped create this portion of the game. He helped write the code for this section. He helped edit this part of the storyline. They came forward and said, yeah, no, he did none of that. He literally was just a dude that had an early version of the game, and he got to play it early to help promote it. That's not a developer. And this screenshot comes from Bitch I'm a Bus on the Completionist 2 via Reddit. The question is asked to the developer. I was under the impression Jirard was outright helping to publish Just Stal, which, I'll be honest, after watching this Summer Games Fest video from IGN, one would be led to believe that yes, he is a developer on it because, one, he's named as a developer under his title, but two, the way he talks about the game, saying it's our game and what we are doing to make this for you guys, when in reality, he's someone that just got the game for free early. Could you imagine if any YouTuber out there just gets an early rev of a game and an early rendition and they start playing it and they start claiming that they're a developer for the game because they got an early copy of it? The amount of nonsense on the platform, the amount of sheer people, the volume of YouTubers that would be doing that would be detrimental to the name developer. Everything that developer stands for would be tarnished because it would be like everyone's a developer because everyone's played a game. That's not how a developer works. Joel, the actual developer of Just Stal, said on their Discord, so Jirard isn't outright helping with publishing. He was helping with playtesting, feedback, and marketing. So this does in fact impact us because now we lost the support and marketing push we would have had with him on board. This goes to show right here, clear as day, that Jirard was stretching the truth to lie to everyone to make them think that he was something that he was not. For making his resume look better so that he could use this to jump and leapfrog to yet another game company and say, I'm a developer for this game, so I can help you with this and pay me more money because I've been a developer before. None of that is true. It's a complete fabrication. His entire life seems to be built on lies. And yes, I understand the marketing impact from a large YouTube channel is not something to just scoff at and brush away. There is an important aspect to that. But the fact that he couldn't even be honest with IGN about that aspect because he wanted so badly to be integrated directly with the development cycle of a game that he ended up calling himself a developer, a flat-out lie. This situation sheds light on the increasingly complex relationship between game developers and content creators. Jirard's overstatement of his role in Just Stal not only misled fans, but also it places undue pressure on the developers. Scenarios like this one underscore the need for clear and transparent communication about the nature and extent of collaborations in game development, something Jirard has clearly shown he has a hard time doing, especially when, at the end of the day, like he said multiple times along the way, I want to be involved directly in the indie scene. I want to create these games, and him wanting to do it, he just felt like if he said the words, I'm a developer, that he magically becomes a developer. He can't stop lying. The controversy around Jirard the Completionist's role in Just Stal highlights the importance of honesty and clarity in the gaming industry, particularly regarding the contributions of influencers and content creators. He has an obligation to tell everyone exactly, specifically, his involvement in this game and why he's involved with it. By telling people he's a developer, that misleads the audience to think that this guy has a different role at the company so that he's not just marketing it and pushing it and trying to be a snake oil salesman to sell these games and push himself further in the industry, but instead, he doesn't want to be honest about being a marketing guy because that's not where he wants to be. So he thinks by just saying words and putting a title under his name that he ultimately just becomes that because he says it. And just saying you're a developer does not make you a developer. As these lines between development, promotion, and content creation continue to be blurred by people like Jirard, maintaining transparency is crucial for preserving the trust and integrity within the gaming community. This incident serves as a reminder for all influencers and all public figures in the gaming world specifically to be meticulous and truthful about their roles and contributions to avoid misunderstandings and uphold the community's respect. If he can't just be forthcoming and upfront about what he's involved with in these games and why he's involved with them, then what can you trust about him? And then people are going to start saying, oh, if you can't trust Jirard, then you can't trust these other ones, and every other content person and creator and influencer, all these people are just all liars, and we can't trust them all because of Jirard. So he sets a terrible precedent for everyone because of his actions. And his actions don't speak for everyone. And I think ultimately that's what frustrates me the most about this entire Jirard the Completionist saga. That he's a person that will say whatever he needs to say to get what he wants. And all along the way, it's worked for him. And he's grown and he's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, his channel. You know what I'm talking about. And then he got caught, and his house of cards all came crashing down because he built his house on lies, and the lies could not sustain the weight of Jirard. And yes, joke is implied there. Those are my thoughts on this situation. Jirard the Completionist caught lying once again, stretching the truth, telling people he's a developer when he's not. He's just a QA tester for indie games, which... more power to you for being a QA tester, but tell people that. Don't lie about it. Don't tell people you're a developer when you're not. And that, at the end of the day, is the biggest problem with all of this. I'm going to leave it there, but before I go, again, check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down all the information, all the resources, all the references. Thank you again to the Completionist 2 on Reddit for bringing this information to my attention. A great resource for finding some hidden gems and nuggets about this guy and how he just can't tell the truth. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
But definitely Symphony of the Night is kind of our starting basis for the game.
Very cool.
Smash it,